We started Good Driver Mutuality to help good drivers save money with our collision and comprehensive alternative. If you're a driver, you've probably noticed that car insurance is getting more and more expensive every single year. In 2024 alone, premiums jumped an average of 24%, and in California, they're expected to surge by a staggering 54% in 2025. For many people, auto insurance is now eating up around 8 to 10% of their annual income. The craziest part is, when you look into the actual facts, you see that 94% of people never even file a single collision and comprehensive claim each year. It's no surprise that most people feel completely trapped in a system where they feel forced to pay more and more money each year on something that they rarely actually use. That in its core is why we created Good Driver Mutuality, to give responsible drivers a smarter, fairer way to protect themselves while still saving money. Good Driver Mutuality, or GDM, is a cutting-edge tech company based in Silicon Valley and backed by the legendary venture capital firms like Ribbit Capital and Head of Sophia. These are the same investors behind massive successes like Spotify, Robinhood, Credit Karma, and even Uber. Before we get too far into GDM's unique saving mechanisms, let's go over the very basics of auto insurance. Full coverage auto insurance is largely made up of three parts. First, you have the liability. Liability is the legally mandated part that you must have to drive a car. This is the part that covers costs of damage or injuries you cause to others in an accident. Then there's the collision and the comprehensive portion. This is optional if you fully own your car outright, and it covers damage to your own car, whether it's from an accident or something else like hail, a theft, a hit and run, or even vandalism. It's important to remember that GDM is not an alternative to liability insurance, and all of our members must keep their legally mandated liability insurance, and if they own their car outright and choose to, they can directly drop their collision and comprehensive from their traditional automotive insurance company and join GDM as their alternative to collision and comprehensive. GDM is not an insurance product, but operates more similarly to mutual aid, where members come together to support one another and save money by sharing the cost of unexpected accidents together. Now, let's go over the unique mechanisms that allow you to save with GDM. So let's say you're paying $1,000 every 6 months for collision and comprehensive coverage through your traditional insurance company. If you don't have any accidents during this time, whether you paid monthly or all up front, you still end up spending the full $1,000 quote amount on something you never actually used. It's not like you can call your insurance company and ask for some money back. If you tried that, they're probably just going to laugh at you. Well, with GDM, we work completely differently from traditional insurance. When you get a quote from us, it'll be similar to what you were paying for your collision and comprehensive coverage with your traditional provider, but we have some incredible mechanisms that allow you to save. First, we break your quote into two parts. You pay just 20% of your quote up front as a service fee, and the remaining 80% is known as your pledge amount. Your pledge amount is only used when there are actual accidental costs within the community. Everything you didn't share during your weekly sharing becomes your savings. Here's how weekly sharing works in a bit more detail. Each week, we total all the accidents across the entire community. Then every single member shares a small pro rata portion of their pledge amount to help cover those costs. Naturally, based on the type of accident that occurs, the sharing amount will vary from week to week. Some weeks you might share a bit more, some weeks a bit less. By the end of a member's 6-month, 25-week plan, they paid the 20% service fee up front, and on average, they've shared around 30 to 40% of their original quote through weekly sharing contributions. That means many members complete their 6-month plan only actually paying around 60% of their quote, with some members being able to save up to 40% off their original quote. Let's look at a real member who was able to save even more than 40%. Member A joined in September 2024 and received a quote of $1,036. They paid their 20% service fee, which was $207, and their 80% pledge amount was $829. Over the course of their 6-month or 25-week plan, they shared a little bit each week, totaling just $162. That means they were actually able to save $663 or over 64% off their original quote. Because GDM operates with a community-first approach, we prioritize full transparency. What that means is each week we show all members the actual actions that have occurred, complete with photos, repair details, and even shop invoices. All of this is right in the app. So when you are asked to share, you'll know exactly where your money is going. The second savings mechanism and way GDM can help protect its entire community is through positive selection. Simply put, we aim to only welcome responsible drivers who rarely have accidents. To do this, we've set a few key eligibility rules to join. Cars with an MSRP over $100,000 aren't allowed. Drivers who exceed 30,000 miles per year can't join, and we don't accept any commercial vehicles such as work trucks or rideshare cars. Those guidelines help keep our accident rate low so the entire community has the opportunity to save even more. Our third savings mechanism helps everyone save on accidental repair costs. We've partnered with Innovation Auto Group and Service Up to give our members access to over 5,000 licensed and vetted repair shops nationwide. So when something does happen, you simply report it through the app and one of our Mutuality advisors will call you. They'll help to arrange a tow truck if you need one and direct you to the nearest in-network repair shop. The best part is, these shops are fully licensed and vetted, ensuring you receive top quality service. And because we secured discounted group rates on repairs, the entire community is able to benefit from lower repair costs, which means lower sharing costs. Many members who've gotten into an accident have shared their glowing reviews about their experience with GDM. If you like what you hear, getting a quote is super easy. All you need is your declarations page, your driver's license, and a referral code since we're a referral-only program. Then, you just need to download the Good Driver Mutuality app from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can get a quote in under 5 minutes. We appreciate you taking the time to learn about GDM, and we're excited to welcome you to Good Driver Mutuality.